Remember when I made that video forever ago saying that Ezra Miller was gaslighting fans? And I was like, he's a toxic shit, and we probably shouldn't give his entitled ass like any attention whatsoever. I remember I got flamed. Like, people came to that video and they were like, how dare you talk about Ezra in such a way? He's a glorious and beautiful soul, and people need to stop coming for his neck. Well, maybe Ezra Miller needs to stop coming for other people's necks in bars. Because remember that video of him attacking that girl in like an Irish pub? And then you have this situation that just happened? Well, looks like Warner Media's getting tired of this shit. Because recently, Warner Media decided to have a emergency investors call, or I think it's like an emergency management meeting, specifically around Ezra Miller, because apparently these freakouts and meltdowns aren't exactly contained to bars off campus. It seems as though this situation has also happened on multiple different movie sets that Miller has been on. Most recently, The Flash, where one insider says Miller had frequent meltdowns during production last year on The Flash. While the insider stresses there was no yelling or violent outbursts, they describe Miller as losing it. Ezra would get a thought in their head and say, I don't know what I'm doing. So, according to the March 20th police report, Miller became agitated after patrons at a Hawaii bar began singing karaoke. Miller shouted obscenities and grabbed the microphone from the 23-year-old woman as she was singing and allegedly lunged at the 30-year-old man playing darts. The 29 movie star was arrested and charged on both accounts and released for $500 bail. The incident took place at the blah 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 in Hawaii. This was during Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, here's the thing. I do not have an issue with Ezra Miller, the actor. I think when Ezra Miller is just acting his ass off in a movie, 7 times out of 10, he's the best part of the movie. But it really does seem as though Ezra Miller, the person, needs help. And I don't know exactly where that help would begin, and I don't know exactly where that issue stems from, but it seems as though like he's having freakdowns and, should I say, freakouts and meltdowns on a more consistent basis, both on set with his fellow actors and then also offset around just normal people whatsoever. And Warner Brothers really doesn't want to deal with the PR issue. They're currently in the process of being purchased by Discovery, which is a spin-off of AT&T. And I don't see them wanting to deal with this type of situation. Now, there's also the simple fact going forward that there is going to be a restructuring of the entire DC universe. It's either going to happen before Warner Brothers gets purchased, or it's going to happen after they get purchased and Discovery looks around and decides that these are the people we're getting rid of, these are the people that we're bringing in, they're going to be in charge of everything going forward. So I could see either Discovery or Warner Media, because of these back-to-back situations, just washing their hands of the Ezra Miller situation. And I feel as though, I don't want to say that this is the best course, because I don't want anybody to lose their job. Nobody should lose their job at all. But for the most part, Warner Brothers has been stuck in this weird situation for the last like 5 years, where essentially they got rid of Zack Snyder. And you could say that there were a lot of personal things going on in Zack's life, which is why he decided to leave the project. But at the exact same time, Warner Brothers was attempting to distance itself from what it saw as the failure of Zack Snyder's vision. And it's hilarious that after they distanced themselves, and then first the Whedon cut came out, which made everything worse. But then Zack was able to finish his vision with the Snyder cut, and the Snyder cut came out, and it was absolutely fantastic. There was confusion. There was confusion and a lot of backbiting and a lot of fingers being pointed as to why exactly the DC universe failed the way in which it did. And it really did feel for a long time that essentially they wanted to wash their hands of the entire situation. I forgot what her name is. She's an executive who works for Warner Brothers. She had essentially come out before the Snyder Cut had even, I think, dropped, and said that we will never release the Snyder Cut, and you'll never see the Ayer Cut, and we're not going to do this, and we're not going to do that. And then, of course, the Snyder Cut came out, and it was reviewed favorably. It was way better than the cut of Justice League that Joss Whedon had essentially shoveled out there. And then, once again, we saw restructuring happening on the back end for WB, where when the Whedon cut had come out and the Snyder Cut was on the verge of coming out, the consensus was Joss Whedon's cut would be canon going forward for the Flash movie. Then we jump over to the Flash movie itself, and now we're hearing that when the Flash resets the universe, that the Snyder Cut would be canon for the DC universe going forward. So it seems as though that there is a lot of contention on the back end. Ezra Miller's situation is just more pushing it into the limelight of the fact that maybe it's time to simply just cut the last few chords. Gal Gadot has one more Wonder Woman movie, and I wouldn't be shocked if in this movie they just opt to retire Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman character and start fresh. I would say start fresh with either what is her name? Naomi? Gal Gadot's twin sister. Essentially the black version of Wonder Woman. I can never remember her name. Starting with her character, or deciding to introduce Yara Flor, since I absolutely love Yara Flor's character as a character going forward. That would be a fantastic choice. But yeah, I feel as though WB is as exasperated and absolutely fucking tired of this Ezra Miller situation as most of us fans are. I can 100% see them deciding to just cut the cord and reboot everything, where he runs into the future, or should I say the alternate reality for Flashpoint. He comes back from Flashpoint, whole new person, whole new character, and then just continuing from there. But yeah, if this isn't a chance that WB has essentially been looking for a long time to simply wipe the slate clean and start fresh, I don't know what it is. It seems as though Ezra Miller has decided to self-sabotage himself. And maybe it's a self-sabotage that's not intentional, but I think that the person Ezra Miller, not the actor, I think the person Ezra Miller needs help, and somebody needs to sit him down and talk to him. But we'll see how things go. Like I said, we're probably not going to hear anything because they have a whole year after the Flash movie releases this year to decide whether or not they're going to be doing a sequel. And this year is supposed to be, I think, when they have their merger. So we'll see by the end of the year whether or not Ezra Miller is going to continue being the Flash, or if they're just going to start over with a completely new character. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Like, let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.